Things in Los Angeles are about to get a little crazy. Our next guest is the #1 overall draft pick in the NBA 2K League 2021 draft. Crazy, welcome to 2K TV.
How you doing, LG? I'm excited to be joining.
Absolutely. Now, what was that feeling like to you and your family to go first overall in the NBA 2K League draft?
It was a really great feeling.
And it was quite a display as the Trailblazers arrived at the arena. A lot of thought put into those outfits. And checking out some numbers for LeBron James.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hasn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
The starters for the Portland Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones. And it's Cantor in at the 5. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And it's Schroeder in at the point. Here's Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
James with the bucket.
The raw power of James excels at taking on physical defense and finishing.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejections.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
McCollum passes to Jones. And it's McCollum off the drive. Covington. Morris with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's...
Oh, what a play!
What your hands! And this is how you fire up your teammates. LeBron with a 10 on that one.
Covington finds Lillard. And here's Cantor. Fires from the line. It's rebounded by Gasol.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
They get it back. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Passes it to LeBron. 5 on the clock. The shot that time, not on target. Now Portland takes it the other way. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
To the paint, here's Gasol, and the layup's good off the glass. Steve, you've been an all-star in the past and also had some time off. How big was the difference for you having that break?
Kevin, good question. Compared to now, you always want to be an all-star if you can as a player. But the difference now is the break time. We just had a weekend. Look now, they get about 6-7 days off, and that can really help, especially players that need an injury break or just a mental break.
Schroeder surveying the floor. Inside, Gasol passes to Caldwell Pope, and there it is for him.
The capacity at 7-1 to just survey the floor. You're not going to impede Gasol's vision.
McCollum kicks to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to Cantor. McCollum outside. Back to Cantor. The pass to Covington. Second chance shot. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Lillard's got 6 points.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Lillard outside. He kicks it to Covington. Tries from 10, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
Caldwell Pope passes to Morris. Here's James, and the dunk by LeBron.
Special. There just aren't many guys like him who can accelerate to the rim and finish in style.
Lillard finds Covington. The three ball. Again the miss by Lillard. Los Angeles leading by 3. James in the post. Defended by Jones. James misses. Here's McCollum. Outside Covington. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Here's Caldwell Pope. Off target at the rim. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Los Angeles on top, up by 3. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. And before the game, we talked about that with him.
I think in the past, anytime I got into a rhythm and had a big game.
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And, you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. You also learn if it ain't broke, keep going with it. Ride the hot hand.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
They've got Jones. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Montrezl Harrell. And it's Caruso in at the point. That's the Laker 5. Stolen by Cantor. Here's Trent. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
And the muscle Hood has is what allows him to hit these shots. Even when he gets roughed up, he toughs it out.
Pass to Jones. Feeds it to Harrell. Jones trying to get open. The shot will not fall. Anthony with the defensive effort.
Well, you know, teams look for +6s. Players whose wingspans exceed their height by a half foot. Montrezl Harrell is a 6'7" player with a 7'4" wingspan. If you're struggling with the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's a +9.
And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Anthony against Harrell. Passes it to Caruso. Left side Jones. And stolen by Hood. Here's Trent. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And between his length and his athleticism, Montrezl Harrell well suited for that role of small ball center, Greg, in today's NBA.
Yeah, I mean, he's fearless. Even giving up a few pounds, a few inches, he'll go right at you and making steady improvements as a rebounder year over year.
Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
And that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who was my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
McCollum's checked in for Portland. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. The Trailblazers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. The Lakers have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Morris kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Morris. And it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
And looking now at the numbers for Lillard, he's been on a remarkable tear this past month. First in scoring, 4th in free throw percentage, and such a great distributor and decision maker among the top 10 in assists per game.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. #1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Jones checked in for Portland.
And what do you do with LeBron on the loose and coming at you full speed? All you can do is foul him.
Marc Gasol's checked in for the Lakers. And both free throws good for LeBron. Trailblazers trail by 4. Covington dishes to Lillard. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Caldwell Pope kicks to LeBron. And the dunk by James.
Powerful high flyer. LeBron attacks the rim like no one else.
Lillard against Schroeder. And it's sent back by Morris. The drive by James and the dunk by LeBron.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
They've had better patience, better shot selection so far. Woo! Love it, love it.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Schroeder passes to Gasol. Kicks it out to James. Rebounded by Covington. And it's McCollum off the drive. That one goes in. Now just a 4-point Laker lead.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
It's stolen by Jones. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. And the shot goes in. McCollum's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Covington with the steal. Kicks it out to Lillard. It's deflected and stolen by LeBron. Down low, there's Schroeder. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Gets it off. That one's not going to go. And a close game so far through the first 2. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kick. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points. You knew when the Lakers... And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
And as we get into this 3rd quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the 3rd. On the floor for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3. To the inside, here's Gasol, banked in off the glass. Gasol's got 8.
You know, few active players have taken more contact inside than Marc Gasol. He knows how to handle it.
Here's Lillard. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Lillard's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers. Now here's Schroeder, and you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average.
Tremendous work inside by Dennis, using every inch of his frame to finish.
On the wing, Jones. Back to McCollum. Cantor kicks to Lillard. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And the basket by McCollum.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Schroeder outside. Here's Gasol. Makes it off the glass. 10 points for him.
Terrific game plan coming out of halftime. A perfect 3 for 3 from the field.
Lillard dishes to Cantor. Outside Covington. And stolen by James. Goes up and finished off by LeBron.
The defender gets caught in a bad position. LeBron powerful enough to convert through contact. Let's see what he does at the line.
Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Shot clock at 5. Covington passes to Cantor. Portland needs to get off a shot. Tries again. And it's Simons missing. And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 4-point game. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Lakers shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And the technical free throw is good. The Lakers making a switch here. Jones is checked in, and a switch here also for Portland. Anthony's checked in. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Trailblazers trail by 5. Pass to Trent. Up top, Cantor. Out to the right wing. Trent passes to Cantor. Simons surveying the D. And no good. But close on that one, so he'll shoot 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And so he hits both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Here's Horton Tucker. Kuzma, right side. Now the pass to Horton Tucker. And the layup's good off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Simons, and he lays it straight in. Simons has got 6 points.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Caruso. It's good. Caruso's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Trent passes to Cantor. And here is Anthony. He's defended by Harrell. Left block shot on the way. Yep, it counts.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for Jones. He gets that one.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Here's Caruso, covered by Lillard, and it's good for 2. And the Lakers lead by 5.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Lillard. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Here's Caruso. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Lillard from outside, and no good in the last second attempt this time. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Schroeder in at the 1. That's the Laker 5. Lillard against Schroeder. Lillard attacking. The Lakers with the rebound.
Huge challenge at the rim. The defender could not have played that any better.
And it's Schroeder missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And you know, we always talk about this. Just changing the shot can be just as effective as blocking it, even though it's less spectacular.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
To the middle, here's Gasol. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Lillard attacking. Good work defensively by Morris. Los Angeles leading by 7. Here's Caldwell-Pope. Good D by McCollum.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Schroeder. The 3. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball.
And a bump this quarter. He's trying to shoot his way out of it.
James checked in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Jones with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. And it's tonight.
And a guy who blocks a few shots, KCP stepping up and gets all of that one.
Jones from outside. No good. Shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's LeBron. That one misses. Trailblazers trail by 7. Here's Covington. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
So smart in these situations. Love how Covington often picks the correct route to run.
Caldwell-Pope with it. And there's the feed to Gasol. 2 free throws coming. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He said, if we're going to pull this out, we have to do it as a team. We have to rely on one another, trust one another, and help one another. Let's go get this. Kevin, back to you.
A nice shot by Simons. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. LeBron outside. Inside from 6 away. The rebound by Giles.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Here's Trent. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And now it's only a 5-point Los Angeles lead.
He had just enough breathing room around the basket, and he found a way to convert it.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Here's Horton Tucker. Covered by Lillard. There's the double team with Covington. And now Covington running the floor all by himself.
Big time hoop from Covington. He's had to earn everything he's gotten in his NBA career.
Gasol finds Caldwell Pope. There's the double team with Covington. And so the ball out of bounds. McCollum touched it last. .109 left to play here in the fourth.
The defender is left helpless to stop that. LeBron with too many tools in the toolbox and that killer instinct.
Lillard attacking. Money!
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Jones against James. And he elevates it in the slam. Cantor did not like that.
When you need a big score, you want LeBron to at least touch the ball, and this is why.
And Lillard kicks to Covington. Kicks it out to Jones. McCollum outside. And here's Covington from the arc. A rebound by the Lakers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now LeBron. And there's the defensive 3-second call. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Have to love how he steps up there and knocks that down. Just one more point added on to their lead.
Six to shoot. Beyond the arc. He's off on that one.
And some people have talked about KCP, how he's an all-defensive team camp.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
Help us win the championship.
Any match
Dressed in their finest, the Mavs as they came through the tunnel earlier on. Here's a look at some of the stats for Kristaps Porzingis.
And guys, he's regressed a little bit offensively. He hasn't been the same this month as he was earlier in the season. He's lacking the edge that he had, and he needs to change his mindset. Stop sitting back and get into attack mode.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3. And for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. Covington kicks to McCollum. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. That's a 2 from Lillard. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Greg, we're still involved in the conference system. Does it hold relevance as we're looking here at the standings midseason?
You know, for travel distance, yes, and there's also some tradition at stake. I mean, look, that said, in a perfect world, you'd like to see the best 16 teams make the playoffs each year, but we've had, you know, imbalance in conferences forever, so that's not going to change, but sometimes change is just necessary.
How about quickly for the playoffs? Would you like to reseed and take the top 16s, 1 through 16?
I would. I think that'd be a great idea.
Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Kanter finds Jones, and here's McCollum for 3. Powell against Covington. Covington with the steal. Jones looking for an opening. Porzingis comes with the double team. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
And Doncic gets it to go.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Pass to Cantor. Lillard outside. Clock at 6. It's rebounded by Porzingis. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Doncic. The 8-footer. The shot, no good. And it's Portland the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
We talk about gutsy wins, and on a night like that in the last game where they just did not shoot it well, that's a steal during a regular season. Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And Cantor throws it down.
And that's a solid move by Cantor, going to the dribble drive. He gets that shot off when he wants.
Now Doncic. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the first quarter. Lillard looking around. Here's Cantor. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Finney-Smith, defended by Jones. Finney-Smith passes to Powell. Kicks it out to Richardson. Here's Doncic. Portland grabs the miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Lillard against Doncic. Count that one. Doncic has got 6 points.
The defense tried, but Doncic gets through. Luka able to put a smooth release on the shot despite the contact.
Now here's Jones. His last outing, he had 8 points. Cantor kicks to Lillard. And a miss there on the triple. Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against Los Angeles. Back to Powell. Stolen by Cantor. And now Jones running the floor all by himself.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
Here's Doncic. Powell trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Doncic. 8 points for him.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Covington dishes to Lillard. He kicks it to Cantor. Up in time. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on it.
When I'm training in the summer.
The team seems to support Greg that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs? Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Anthony is out there with Rodney Hood. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Simons in at the point guard position. Simons, the pass to Kanter. Here's Simons. Brunson covering. 6 on the shot clock. And a wide open look for Hood. That three off the mark. The Mavericks leading. Outside Hardaway. That one falls.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Out to Anthony. Pass to Simon. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Here's Hardaway. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hood with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Hood, the pass to Simons. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Here's a 1-2. He gets it in there.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
And stolen by Cauley Stein. Got a piece of it. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Great to see when Melo spots his open teammate. Good at noticing the overcommitment that time.
The Mavericks trailing.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Here's Marjanovic. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Marjanovic has got his first 2 points. Trailblazers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Anthony, the pass to Trent. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Hood for 3. And there's the pass to Trent. 5 to shoot. Anthony drives in. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
Pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Back to Cantor. Over to the left wing. Out to Anthony. Shoots over Marjanovic. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Passes it to Trent. Back to Cantor. Over Cauley Stein. The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got the lead up to 1 now for Portland. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's a 1-2. To the paint. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Pass to Anthony. Good on the wing. Kicks to Carmelo. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. they were never able to get the lead above 4. And that should do it.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Now, here's Doncic. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Lillard against Doncic. There's the pass to Kanter. Now McCollum back to Kanter. Here's Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. 6 points for Damian Lillard.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Doncic with it. He's got 8. Two points. That one goes. Doncic has got 10.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. Portland moving the ball around. McCollum kicks to Covington. McCollum against Richardson. McCollum no good. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Porzingis finishing strong that time. No doubt about that one.
Lillard outside. And here is Kleber. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
Mavericks leading by 3. Now Doncic, 10 points for him. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's the floater. Score of the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
3-pointer, Lillard. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
He was sitting back a little bit there in the first half, but feels like showtime now, and he's ready to put some major points up on the board.
Doncic outside. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Left side, Covington. Pass to Kanter. This one for 3. And it's Finney-Smith with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
46 seconds left to play in the third. Down low, stolen by Kanter. Lillard, right side, over Doncic. And it's Lillard missing.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And Kleber slams it in.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for the Mavericks. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Harry Giles is checked in for Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Trailblazers trail by 7. Simons, the pass to McCollum. Here's Simons.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Here's Doncic. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Mavericks lead by 5. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Trailblazers, we've got C.J. McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Anthony. And it's Simons in at the point. Anthony, the pass to Simons. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Little, he's checked in for Robert Covington. He hits the second from the line. Now, here's Doncic. Lays it up and banks it in. Doncic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Mavs.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
To the paint, here's Marjanovic. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists now in this one. Trailblazers trail by 10. Passes to Trent. And it's Little atop the key. Marjanovic with it. Powell with it. He's picked up by Little. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
It's good. And now it's a 12-point Maverick lead. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him number 1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it. And it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
Lillard, good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
Yeah, we could be having one of those nights where he becomes the one-man show for his ball club. You just don't need to tell him to keep scoring. He'll do it.
Up top, Doncic. Covered by Lillard. Johnson kicks to Brunson. Porzingis passes to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Now you can see the defense is so shifted over to where Kristaps Porzingis is that they lose track of the situation, and he burns them with the pass.
And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, it said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
Shot clock at 2. Jones, no luck. Here's Dallas. They're on a 13-3 run right now.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Luka Doncic.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Here is Lillard. He kicks to Cantor, launches it. The shot, no good. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Doncic outside. Lillard against Hardaway. Brunson the pass to Hardaway. Shoots over Lillard. That one wide left. The layup off target. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
sure the community knows what you're doing on the court. So just you're not doing it for no reason. It will help you on the long run to hopefully let you get drafted into the 2K League.
Awesome words of wisdom there. Thank you so much for joining us on 2K TV today. Best of luck.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. And with tip-off.
Hey, Kevin,
There's been a transformation here in LA. There is no doubt about that. DA, thank you. And here we can check out the story for Paul George.
And guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the center. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of him.
Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Lillard against Jackson. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
And then it starts to become a mental block. You start to think, oh, man, I can't miss the next one.
Outside, George. And George with the stuff.
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Cantor wide open. He shoots. Misses the 3. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Good D by Covington.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the layup.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The 3 from George. And Cantor pulls it down. It's tipped. The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. And another turnover here by Portland. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them. Looking at the Trailblazers, they took the last win in their last game against the Pelicans.
And it was one of those games where it was just hard to get anything going. And you could see frustrations emerge.
And it's hard not to get discouraged on such an off night shooting the ball, but somehow they kept the intensity up. I mean, that was a really gutty win.
And the dunk by Covington.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points.
Oh, the quick feet of Covington. He excels at getting out there on the break and finding ways to capitalize.
Outside, George. Top of the key. Unable to get that one. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that a sloppy effort? I mean, turnovers were a huge issue. Now, they don't have to play safe tonight, but they do have to play smart.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubats. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Patterson. Pass to Leonard. Over Hood. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Leonard's got his third basket of the night. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That's his first foul. Los Angeles making a switch here. Mann's checked in. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Anthony. The pass to Simons. It's stolen by Morris. And here's the fast break. Tips it up. And Cantor pulls it down. Clock management. This is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Simons, the pass to Hood. Kicks it to Cantor. Pass to Trent. Outside Anthony. Shot clock at 6. Cantor inside. Patterson on him. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Second shot opportunity. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Both free throws good from Anthony.
Oh, you can get spoiled watching him at the line. I mean, you just expect him to make every one, every time.
Williams looking around. And the layup is good.
What a scorer this guy is. Inside, outside, mid-range. Williams is capable of doing damage from anywhere.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers lead by 1. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated all.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. If you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Trailblazers, Rodney Hood out there with Anthony. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Trent in at the shooting guard.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
The Trailblazers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Outside Williams. Shooting foul. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Count it, good.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is, one play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
Pass to Cantor. Here's Simons. Out to Hood. Outside Anthony. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishing.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
George is checked in for the Clippers. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively. And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Here's Giles. It's hauled in by George. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got 8 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
McCollum passes to Simons. Portland moving the ball around. Outside Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. Over George. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Oh, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
From deep, George. Offensive rebound. Outside for Jackson. Batum against Anthony. Batum wide open. He fires. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 3.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. 1:49 left in the first half of the game. McCollum dishes to Anthony. McCollum against George. If you go a step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this area at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Robert Covington's checked in for Giles. Derek Jones comes in for Rodney Hood. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Lillard with no one around. No good on the 3.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Here's Jackson. And it's Portland with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. And yet the coach's challenge being used here on the goaltending call. He wants it reviewed.
And with this type of goaltending review process, one thing to keep in mind is that the rule states, quote, in order to overturn the event as called on the floor, there must be clear and conclusive visual evidence that the call was incorrect.
And so, Greg, if via replay there is any level of ambiguity, it makes sense that the original ruling would stay. But in that event, the coach has used up his one and only coach's challenge for the game. So, as you can tell, a lot riding on when you choose to use it. And so the decision is in. NBA Replay Center has ruled, guys. The call stands on the goaltend.
And maybe the only downside is that you use up your one coach's challenge for the game. So if anything happens beyond this point, you might wish you had that back. Smart not to take any chances and give it another look on the replay. That's such a valuable safety net for the officials to have.
Lillard attacking. And there it is for him. Lillard's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, it's easy to appreciate Lillard. Fantastic at powering through the D and nailing the shots.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. They were a determined team in the season. And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
They've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Batum in at the power forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Here's George. No good off the back of the rim. Portland trailing here. McCollum left side. They now take the lead. McCollum's got 8.
Ooh, what body control from McCollum. This guy's just a scorer. He takes on all comers.
The drive by Jackson and the dunk by Jackson. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Lillard against Jackson, and that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Williams, he's checked in for Jackson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Trent's checked in. And Lillard gets double teamed. For 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. 8 points for him.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
From deep, George. No good that time. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Here's Trent. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Trent's got the lead up to 4 now for Portland.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Williams with the ball. Now Covington defending.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. They've got a can't-miss play. Now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. George looking around to the inside. Zubac.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lillard against Williams. Second chance shot on the wing. Jones. Trent passes to Covington. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Batum fires. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
He got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. To the middle, here's Batum. And Cantor pulls it down. Trailblazers leading by 4. Jones, the pass to Trent. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam.
Wow. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
And you can see how well Williams communicates with his teammates. Can't run the pick and roll well if you're not in sync.
Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
And that one is good from Zubac.
And don't sleep on Williams's ability to create for others. That's a veteran play.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. McCollum against Kennard. And the basket is good. McCollum's got 4 points this quarter.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this hot, a great chance to extend this lead.
Shots good by Williams.
And such a nimble ball handler. Williams makes quick work of getting down the lane, and he'll drive all night long if they let him.
McCollum outside. Six to shoot.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that was a stunner.
Here's Oturu, and he finishes nicely on the way up. Now just a 2-point Trailblazer lead.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grind-it-out game.
Kennard against McCollum. Over Kennard. Again, McCollum missing. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Here's Mann. He nails it, and we're tied up.
As good as he is at creating his own shot, Kennard is also a solid distributor. Doesn't miss the open man when he spots him.
Pass to Giles. Over Kennard. Gets it to go. That one good from Giles. Giles has got his first points of the night. Now Williams from deep three-point range. Can't connect. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Trailblazers lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in down. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the floor for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. And as Cantor is out there with Anthony, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. Trailblazers shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? 3-pointer, Lillard. Portland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Anthony kicks to Cantor. Lillard, the pass to Anthony. And Lillard gets it to go.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Williams has checked in. Simons, he's checked in for Portland.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. Anthony kicks to Jones. Offline with his 3. The Clippers shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Kennard on the wing. Outside Williams. The teardrop falls in. And the Clippers lead by 2.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you just want to keep fighting. You do your best, and you live with the results.
Here's McCollum. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Gotta respect the speed of McCollum. Fantastic at knifing through the defense and beating them to the bucket.
Outside Williams. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. McCollum against Kennard. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got it all tied up now for Portland.
CJ's microwave. I mean, guys on nights like this, he demands so much attention, and sometimes even that doesn't do any good.
Williams, that's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And he commits the intentional foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Here's Lillard. It's hauled in by the Clippers. George has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Jackson. It's tipped. And there's the pass to Jones. Now here's Cantor. He kicks it to Lillard. Batum grabs the miss. The Clippers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Here's George. And that one, good.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Here's Lillard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Reggie Jackson. Gets the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in a tight ball game.
And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Takes it out to Covington. Inside. Cantor, the pass to Lillard. Covington dishes to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them.
And really, Batum just finds a way to knock down these clutch shots. His poise is simply incredible.
Here's Lillard, and he uses the glass on the layup. Lillard's got 10 points in just the second half.
But Lillard, he's an exceptional player. He's a guy you trust to make the right decision in these moments.
Here's Jackson. Yes!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
Lillard against Jackson. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lillard got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
It's in!
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Here's Lillard. Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
George passes to Leonard. Outside Jackson, and there is a whistle. That'll go on Derek Jones. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For David.
Candace Parker was the #1 overall WNBA draft pick back in 2008. And since then, she's been blazing trails and inspiring young women.
And as a part of our ongoing series on social justice and in honor of Women's History Month, she is back this week with part 2 of Respect Your OGs, this time tributing WNBA legend Lisa Leslie. Here's her story.
It's the NBA on 2K Sport. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. CJ
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. We're going to break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Lakers. They're sitting pretty, second place, and looking to take the top spot. And, of course, the Trailblazers, 3.5 back.
And when I look at the Lakers, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Derek Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Back to James. And the dunk by James.
Well, the work ethic of LeBron is admirable. I mean, even when he's not involved in the play, he's still getting it done on the glass.
The pass to Cantor. Back to Lillard. Greg, how hard is it to maintain focus this time of year when you know you're on a championship contending team?
You know, some of that I think depends on the leadership you have in your locker room. Certain guys just keep everybody engaged and motivated. And you know what? You've got to break the season down into chapters to help yourself with the motivation, because sometimes that season can be so long and it's hard to stay focused in the present when you start thinking about the postseason.
I agree. And Lillard gets it to go.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Schroeder passes to LeBron. To the paint. That's good from Gasol, and the assist by LeBron. Gasol's got 6.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Schroeder against Lillard. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Cantor trying to free himself up. And the basket by McCollum. It's a tie ball game.
It almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
Schroeder outside. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Lillard is really a force of nature. I mean, an incredible talent who torches just about everybody with his scoring ability.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Trent's checked in. Here's Caruso. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game.
Nice job hitting him right in stride. Excellent play.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Trailing by 2. The Lakers beat them last time when these two teams met in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they dropped the last game of this matchup. Their bench wasn't able to keep up with the opposing reserves offensively.
Sometimes the bench players are a little overlooked and undervalued, but make no mistake, they play a vital role in deciding games.
Here's Caruso. The steal. Here's Lillard. It's deflected. Fast break, the Lakers. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Robert Covington picks one up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there.
The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Now, here's Lillard. He's guarded closely.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Lakers working the ball around now. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The Lakers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in, and so Jones nails both of them. 1:03 left in the first. Here's McCollum. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Passes it to Trent. Kicks it to Covington. Here's Trent. Pass to McCollum. Just 5 to shoot. Another shot. And Jones sends it back. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. It's Kuzma penetrating. And Covington sends it back. Here's Trent. Got a piece of it. But they get it back. Snatched away. He's got a clear path. And Harrell slams it in.
Possessing great mobility at his size, Harrell runs the floor like a deer.
Now here's McCollum. He's covered closely, and he banks in the layup. McCollum's got his second bucket of the night.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Caruso. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. In a high-scoring first quarter, both teams really filling it up. The Lakers on top. They lead by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
I know that when the main guy usually
I think he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
Oh, the power on that throwdown.
Goodness. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
A.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. The drive by James, and James throws it down.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's diving inside, he's looking for the punch.
McCollum against Caldwell Pope. McCollum, no good. Lakers leading by 7. Caldwell Pope dishes to Morris. It's stolen by Anthony. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. Lakers shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Hood against LeBron. And the dunk by James.
LeBron James knows the meaning of the word layup, but he's much more interested in throwing it down when he can.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. McCollum's got 6.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Schroeder, left side. Harrell down low. Covered by Anthony. And it's Harrell missing. Trailblazers trail by 5. Here's Simons. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Simons has got his first 2 points of the night. Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the offseason honing his craft. First on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career. And that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
James against Hood. And the dunk by LeBron.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
McCollum up top. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's James. Makes it off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Laker lead.
Yeah, they call him the freight train. LeBron James, when he's coming down the court like that, good luck trying to stop him.
It's McCollum with the drive. Off with the layup. The Lakers have gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Morris outside. Back to Schroeder. And stolen by Hood. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself. No good that time. And the Lakers take it the other way.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
It's good. Harrell's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
It's good on the putback.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Schroeder surveying the floor. The offensive rebound. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Jones comes in for Rodney Hood. And Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Gasol's checked in.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Kicks it out to Schroeder. Loads it up there for Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
And with toughness and physicality, Harrell can simply overpower opponents offensively.
It's stolen by Schroeder. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Lays it in off the breakaway. Schroeder's got the lead up to 11 now for the Lakers.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Well, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half. Quality shots, not wasting possessions.
And so it's Los Angeles. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points. And Kyle Kuzma. And that...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
Checking out the group for Frank Vogel to start the second half. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Montrezl Harrell is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. McCollum, no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And here is James. And the plunge throws it down hard.
Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Schroeder against Lillard. Kicks it out to McCollum. There's the three. It's the three-point bomb. McCollum's got 11 points.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Schroeder passes to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets up and keeps plays alive. That's mind over matter for sure.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Trailblazers making a switch here. Trent's checked in. Antetokounmpo, no good. Trailblazers trail by 10. Jones drives in. The shot by Lillard, wide open. Off target from three-point range. And Caruso's got the ball here for Los Angeles. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Antetokounmpo inside. Covington's there. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Shoots from 8. Trent gets the bucket. Trent's got it back down to single digits for the Trailblazers.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
The feed to Antetokounmpo. Excellent D from Cantor. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Over in the corner, Lillard. They get it back. Drops in the layup for 2. Cantor's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's just all muscle there. Cantor is solid at fighting his way through whatever the D throws at him.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Good.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Three-pointer, Lillard. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
You know, it's taken a big run, but they were able to get back into this one. Very impressive. No quitting these guys.
Antetokounmpo lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Lillard outside. From deep. And it's Lillard again missing. Lakers leading by 7. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
It's thrown by Antetokounmpo to the inside. And that one's good, Caruso. And the Lakers lead by 9.
And, you know, passes like that go a long way. Terrific teamwork.
Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Caruso's got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And Lillard gets it to go.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game. 11 seconds left here in the third quarter. Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gasol's got 8.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
And so it's Los Angeles. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. At the 2 and the 3, McCollum and Little. Anthony out there with Giles, and it's Simons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Schroeder kicks to Gasol. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. How about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know, but he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Pass to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player, is Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Lakers making a switch here. James is checked in. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Morris is checked in for Kyle Kuzma. McCollum against Caldwell-Pope. McCollum no good.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. 11-point game. Now the pass to Simons. Three-pointer. At the tip, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great position.
James looking it over. Gasol. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And the Lakers lead by 11.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Little passes to Anthony. He kicks to Little. Lakers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. And now they decide to foul intentionally. You hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed, or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem, and Robinson, and Shaq. Some would say, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? You know, Giannis. Yep. You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you are involved in more facets of the game.
Lakers leading by 14. 1:53 left to play in the final quarter. LeBron drives in. That one drops for him. LeBron's got 21 in the game.
Well, he's fantastic at playing to his strengths. Doesn't get outside of himself. I mean, when he's scoring at an efficient clip like that, he's hard to stop.
Lillard misses.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Lillard against Schroeder. Covington with the steal.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Lakers.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game, and I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for LeBron.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
There's the double team with Covington. And James throws it down.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Morris kicks to James. From deep three-point range. Clock at 4. Here's the three. The shot comes out. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
Timing was perfect. The NBA was getting set to launch a women's pro league, and what they needed more than anything else was stars. Playing for the LA Sparks, Lisa became a household name. She was dominant on the court, and on top of that, she had the charisma to fit a star. And by the next year, she was on every poster, letting the world know that she and her
soaring high above the Willamette River towards our location tonight. Now it's send it down to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. There is no question that...
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now we'll look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Trent's checked in. Lillard attacking, lays it up and banks it in.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Now, here's Doncic. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game. So many offensive skills in his toolkit. Porzingis trying to get free.
Well, that's about decision-making and being comfortable in the pick and roll. For Luka, he's been there and done that.
Lillard with it. He had a 36-point outing in the last game against New Orleans. Yep, that one goes. Lillard's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here's Porzingis. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Clippers. And foul on the shot, so he'll get... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
The drive by Doncic. It doesn't go for him.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
That one goes. Count it.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Doncic against Lillard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And it's Anthony with the ball for Portland. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate
to walk away with the W.
Yeah, but as a team, you actually love a win like that. You're struggling from the field. You don't have your best stuff. Still, you find a way to gut out a win.
And here's Brunson after Damian Lillard was able to get the three to go. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Marjanovic checked in for Dallas. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Lillard outside. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Brunson the pass to Marjanovic. Poked loose. Lillard way outside. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Marjanovic. That's tipped. Lillard looking around. Johnson, the pass to Marjanovic. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Anthony kicks to Cantor. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. To the middle. It's stolen by Johnson. Richardson against Cantor. Here's Marjanovic. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his up.
I think it comes from the...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen, Trailblazers pretty much in control here.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
They've got Enes Kanter. Anthony is out there with Hood. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the shooting guard position. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
Portland leading by 11. McCollum outside. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Out to Anthony. The 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Last time they met was in Dallas.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
Yeah, some of their starters had to take an early seat on the bench, and that ruined the rhythm and flow they were trying to establish.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Giles checked in for Cantor. The Mavericks also with a sub. Porzingis has checked in. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. Cullen passes to Giles. Put on the wing. Back to Giles. Just 5 on the clock. It's McCollum with the drive. No good with the layup.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Doncic looking it over. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Doncic against McCollum. And it's good off the back rim and in. McCollum's got 5 points now in the quarter.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. McCollum outside. Back to Giles. Out left to the wing. The tray. Rebounded by Hardaway.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. And when you watch Hardaway shoot, one thing that stands out, he has a very quick release.
And Greg, that's what makes the jumper very tough to contest, especially when he's dialing it up from range. You have to stay connected to this guy defensively. It's not easy to do with the other weapons on this team. I really admire the presence of mind from Rodney Hood. He's terrific at realizing when one of his teammates is wide open.
And Doncic, here we go. Here's Marjanovic. Good, and the assist goes to Doncic. Marjanovic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
I'm glad we got to see the mobile 1 block once more. What a play.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Cantor, he's checked in for Giles. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Rodney Hood. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. Lillard, the pass to Covington. Here's Jones.
Hey, yo, right here.
Lillard against Cauley Stein. Pass to Cantor. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in the draw. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 15 points and 1 steal. And that'll do it.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column? Through 2 quarters, he has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Goes back up. Porzingis can't hit. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
Cantor, the pass to Covington. Over Kleber. Covington kicks to Jones. Here's Lillard. But they'll get another chance. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
And Portland making a change here. Trent's checked in. Up top, Doncic. By Lillard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
There's so much to like about Luka Doncic, but perhaps the best thing is he can contribute in every aspect of the game. Scoring, rebounding, passing, you name it.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Lillard against Doncic. Lillard outside. Launches a 3. That shot missing. And it's Dallas the other way. Porzingis inside. Working on Jones. Nice shot by Porzingis.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Doncic against Lillard. Kicks to Cantor. Portland again missing.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Trailblazers leading by 4. Jones dishes to Covington. And here's Cantor. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. 6 on the shot clock. And Lillard throws it down.
Well, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Lillard outside. Cantor, the pass to Jones. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Passes it to Cantor. He kicks it to Lillard. Just 5 to shoot. A baseline J. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Here's Cauley Stein, and the layup falls. And now just a 2-point Portland lead.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Probably the most important thing is they regrouped. They worked out some of their frustrations, and now they're starting to have some fun.
Covington wide open. He fires. A three-pointer, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
For the tie, in deep, Cauley Stein drops it in. Cauley Stein's got the game tied up here for the Mavs. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Doncic against Lillard. The dish to Jones. Pass to Covington. Outside, Jones. Here's Lillard. And that one goes long.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Now, Doncic. He's got 16 for the lead. And the call on the shot. It sends him to the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
We are talking about a clever scorer. Luka Doncic has developed such a knack for getting to the free throw line.
19 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's the kind of take charge attitude they want CJ to have. Attack the D at every opportunity.
Taking 2 shots. And he sinks the second. Here's Doncic. He's got 18. And the pass to Marjanovic. 1 second left. And it's wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Jones, Robert Covington out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum, and it's Trent in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Poked away. Marjanovic against Jones. Marjanovic down low. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. Zinkas, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Here's Porzingis. Shot clock at 3. The 15-footer. Rebounded by Anthony.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Covington with the bucket.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now here's Burke. Guarded closer. Down low. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Here's McCollum, and he banks in the layup.
He never seems to shy away from playing in attack mode. McCollum likes to keep the pressure on the D.
Here's Burke, inside. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Cullen passes to Jones. Pass to Trent. It's McCollum on the wing. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Mavericks leading by 3. Richardson outside. Passes it to Marjanovic. Covington with the steal. Knocked away and stolen by Burke. Marjanovic with it. Now Covington defended. Count that bucket. Now it's a 5-point Dallas lead.
Well, this speaks to the feel that Kristaps Porzingis has for the game of basketball. If you're open, he'll find you.
Now here's McCollum. Pass to Covington. Jones kicks to Covington. Here's Trent. Out to Anthony. McCollum passes to Jones. Jacks up a 3. They get the rebound.
Robert Covington, calm, cool, and collected.
Burke with it. There's the double team with Covington. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Trailblazers trail by 3. Kicks it out to Jones. Trent passes to Jones. Now McCollum. An easy 2 points on the layup. McCollum's got 4 points now in the quarter.
How about the fearlessness of McCollum? Doesn't shy away from taking or making the big shots.
Burke the pass to Marjanovic. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Robert Covington picks one up.
Just beautiful setup. They found the size mismatch inside, delivered when they really needed it.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
A great job to get the bucket and to get to the line. When the game's on the line, you want your guys attacking like he did there.
The pass to Cannon. To the wing right side. Back to Lillard. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Covington finds Canner. 4 on the shot clock. And stolen by Richardson. Outside, Porzingis. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth. Clock at 6. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Hood, the pass to Covington. Lillard from outside. That one, no good. Doncic outside. Over in the corner, Porzingis takes a 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Pass to Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Puts up a 3, and it falls.
This is what he's known.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
retired in 2009. She's been a model, an actress, a TV analyst. But today, if you call her a groundbreaker, she'll tell you she prefers the term torch carrier. Because she hasn't forgotten about all the women who came before her. Lisa felt like she was carrying the torch for those predecessors when she played. And she knew how important it was that her generation succeeded so that the next generation.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are... Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Paul George.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And the Clippers starting 5. Batum is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Jones in at the 3. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
Fires from deep. And Jones pulls it down. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Leonard with the steal. Jackson with it. Jones covering. Good on the shot.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Lillard attacking. And then Lillard slams it in.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Paul George with the steal. The finish. And then Leonard with the dunk.
A terrific ball thief. PG-13 knows it's a priority to create turnovers that spark the running game.
Lillard scanning the floor. No good from outside. The Clippers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. In the corner, George with it. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Lillard outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Pass to Leonard. There's the lob to the hoop. And that one is good from Zubac.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Lillard with it. Jackson on him. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
George against McCollum. And George kicks to Leonard. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Trent's checked in. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And it's Lillard missing.
I'll tell you what, I think he thought that was going in. I sure did.
Kicks it out to Leonard for the 3. Kanter against Patterson. And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. 5 on the clock. Morris passes to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
Here's Lillard and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Williams inside, covered by Lillard. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. They trail by 11. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And really complete control of that game. If you recall, guys, they made sure they didn't have to sweat that one out down the stretch.
They did a phenomenal job putting that game out of reach. They really know how to put teams away.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams finds Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
And the shot is good. Lillard's got 10 points.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Clippers lead by 9. And we'll be back right after this. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for young players.
This game, it's
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
That's their mindset. Attack, attack, and attack some more. You're not going to beat them playing soft.
They've got Enes Kanter, Anthony out there with Rodney Hood, and it's Simons in at the 1. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. McCollum's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Trailblazers. Now here's Williams. Not a lot of room. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
You see the toughness of Williams. Won't shy away from contact.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Pass to Kanter. Stolen by George. One-on-one here. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got his third basket of the night.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And with that great handle and high basketball IQ, McCollum remains a lethal pick-and-roll option.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. George, no good.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they...
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And Kanter throws it down.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, defensively, your mantra at this point has to be no easy buckets.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
This is who you want leading that play, a sure passer with great awareness.
Leonard, the pass to Zubac. To the inside, stolen by Cantor. Hood on the wing, he's covered by Leonard. Hood kicks to McCullough. Pass to Simons. Cantor inside, working on Zubac.
Nice little run here to shrink that deficit, but can they get over the hump?
This is the tricky part, having enough left in the tank to finish the job.
Taken away by Anthony. And again, Portland running the court in transition. Good on that shot. And with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Cantor.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up. Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. The Clippers have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
Lillard outside. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Jackson, and Covington sends it back. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. Jones checked in for Hood. 44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Kicks it out to Leonard. 3-pointer. And the Clippers miss again. And here are the Trailblazers. They're on a 14-5 run here. And the basket by Lillard.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Jackson looking it over to the middle. Here's Zubac. Back to Jackson. To the paint. And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, and he went for the 2-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Lillard against Jackson. And it's good. 2 points. Lillard's got it all tied up now for Portland.
A guy who spaces the floor, but also willing to attack the rim. Lillard has confounded the defense all night.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, some struggles for Portland in the first quarter. A big part of the problem was their defense and inability. And that's...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. Here's McCollum. Rebound by the Clippers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. Oh, how about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Simons, he's checked in for Portland. And then for Los Angeles, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubac. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Covington with the ball. And it's Simons missing.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
A 3 from Morris. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Careless turnover. You lose focus for even a moment in this league. That's the result.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in. They double-team McCollum. To the middle. Here's Covington. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Boy, you can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
Yeah, the reason is they tied it up, but it took a lot of focus and a lot of energy. We'll see if they can sustain this effort.
George passes to Patterson. George trying to break free. Lays it up off the glass. Patterson's got 8 points.
Doing great things at the offensive end. 3 for 4 to start this half.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Cantor finds McCollum. Over to the wing. Here's Simons. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. A 3 from Morris. Good D by Covington. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. A 2-point game. And it's sent back by George. Covington passes to Simons. Portland moving the ball around. And here's McCollum for 3. And with the rebound.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Again, the Clippers.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside.
Portland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. .158 left to play in the third. Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
It's a tight contest. Those type of plays can fire up your team and swing momentum.
Patterson, that's good.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
Fires the 3. Anthony, the pass to Jones. Here's Lillard. That one doesn't drop. And the Clippers will come the other way.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And that one drops for him. Now it's a 6-point Clipper lead.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Here's Lillard. Up again.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Los Angeles leading by 4. On the wing, Williams. Covered by Lillard. Lillard against Williams. And stolen by Lillard. Here's Trent. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
The Trailblazers shooting 31% here in the third. Offensively, they are looking bleak. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And it's Lillard missing.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
Morris, great positioning on the putback. Morris has got 4 this quarter.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
3-pointer, Lillard. He can't hit that time. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? The Clippers on top, up by 8. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Giles is out there with Anthony. Then it's Rodney Hood. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
That's what happens when nothing goes your way. You start to lose focus, and it makes matters worse.
And he dunks it down.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Lillard with it. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That's his first foul. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Unselfish play by Hood. Could take it himself, but finds the open man.
Outside Williams. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. And the first one at the line is good.
Another thing coaches love about Williams, he's a high percentage free throw shooter who gets to the line often. He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Here's Lillard. George with the defensive effort. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And it's George missing. Trailblazers trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
First one falls for him.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Lillard against George. From deep, an absolute bomb from three-point range. And the Clippers lead by 11.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
You can't afford to give him space. Those kinds of mistakes have been the story of this game. And he finally gets involved from beyond the arc. His first three of the game comes here in the second quarter.
Oturu, the pass to George. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Portland moving the ball around. Offensive rebound. Here's Giles. And it's Anthony at the elbow. Lillard from outside. Oturu with the rebound. Outside, George. Over Trent. And again, the Clippers good for two. Greg, you really began to emerge and got on the national scene at UNLV, but you started your college career at Portland where you were actually named the Conference Freshman of the Year.
Yeah, how about I actually averaged more points in Portland than in any season I played at Vegas. Totally different roles, but Portland's always going to have a sweet spot in my heart. My first child was born in the great city of Portland.
And the truth is, I've been there. He's trying to find the rhythm on his shot. He feels like he's close, and that's why he keeps shooting.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Here's Trent, defended by George. And it's Hood in the corner. And there's the pass to Giles. They need this. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assists. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
Clippers leading by 12. George looking over the floor. Over McCollum. And that one hits back iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
And there's no doubt that Lillard is a pure scorer. But it's good to see him focus on his passing, wanting to make his teammates better.
Here's George. And it's Portland with the rebound. We've got 1:18 left here in the fourth quarter. Down low, Leonard with the steal. Outside, George. And Leonard has it in the corner. Off target with his three. Trailblazers trail by 10. Here's Covington. Back to Jones. Now the feed to Covington. Lillard outside. Passes to Giles. Kicks it to Lillard. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
George against McCollum. Outside, George. Leonard on the wing. 5 to shoot. Jackson from long range. They grab their own miss. High post, Zubats. Working on Jones. Nobody near Leonard. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
So the Clippers with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, all right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.